Pokemon Go has swept the world in what can only be history repeating itself. It's like 1999 all over again. Make sure your computer is Y2K compliant. Can I get a like for those who get that reference? Anyways, with such severe lack of content, how could I do a theory on Pokemon Go? Is there even a theory? There is, and you will be surprised to find that you have been used once again. But this time, you are the one doing evil. So stay tuned to find out how you are working for one of the most evil organizations there is. But if that doesn't interest you, stay subscribed for another strange Ditto theory next week. But for now, it's time to uncover the truth about Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go, if you didn't know, is an application that lets you use augmented reality to catch Pokemon in the real world, though that rarely ever looks good, so most of the time I personally choose the pre-rendered backgrounds. Using one's cell phone to go about their daily business as if they aren't even playing a game is genius. So genius that it's a plan an evil genius might have come up with. The game starts off with a cheery professor asking you to create yourself for the world, and after a lackluster tutorial on how the world works, you are off. Immediately, you are charged with capturing Pokemon, but why? The professor doesn't say you need to capture all of the Pokemon, nor is he completing some type of Pokedex, but rather that he's concerned with regional distribution. You might be saying to yourself, but Bruno, that's the point of the game, you gotta catch them all. And I would say, no, because Farfetch'd is an Asia exclusive for now, Ditto is missing along with all 5 of Kanto's legendary Pokemon. So to catch them all is impossible right now, and you've been set up for failure from the start, if that was your goal. But the professor doesn't want that. That would end your usefulness, because you no longer need or want to really catch Pokemon for him. If he doesn't let you capture all of them, you will continue to try and capture them all, won't you? You can't necessarily release them yourself, you have to send them to the professor for whatever reason. And what happens when you send a Pokemon to the professor? He sends you one piece of candy in exchange for the said Pokemon. But tell me, what does the professor do with all of those Pokemon? He can't very well release them. Just think about his local area having literally millions of Pidgey and Rattata. The professor sells the Pokemon, just like Team Rocket did. But Bruno, that's crazy. What evidence do you have to support this? Remember what happens when a trainer reaches level 5? The professor deems them worthy enough to join a team. And who leads the teams? Oh, those 3 people. The yellow leader, the red leader, and the blue leader. I assume no one really even remembers their names or that they work for the professor. That's right, your team leaders work for Professor Willow himself, which in turn begs the question, why are there separate teams? This is all a ploy to use members of said factions to battle amongst each other in an effort to drive up stronger and stronger Pokemon for the professor to keep, distribute amongst his teams, and sell. Why are there gyms if your goal is to find regional Pokemon? Who created the Pokemon stops and gyms, and who would give away free items? The professor selling those weak extra Pokemon to fund all of this. It's all a complex system in place by the professor to use people, to gain more and more Pokemon, power, and expand his grip on the world. You've been working for a team, remember? And what are teams in the Pokemon world? Well, they are never the good guys, that's for sure. The professor holds the player's hand the whole time, talking about research, guiding them, but with no reachable end goal, manipulating the player every step of the way. And there are a lot of steps. Even if you wanted to reach the maximum level, what would it be for? You can't become the leader of a team, and if you take over a gym, there's still no Elite Four. Even the level system is arbitrary, just another means to pick out the most useful assets for the professor. In the end, you were manipulated into thinking that you were doing something, that you somehow could have become champion, complete the Pokedex, or max your level. But in the end, it was all just a ploy for the professor to get more Pokemon out of you. What 3 Pokemon are represented for the 3 teams? Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres, the same 3 Pokemon conveniently missing from Pokemon Go. Green is a secondary color, only created by mixing 2 colors together. And what color is missing from the 3 teams? Green. Team Green. Professor Willow isn't wearing any red, blue, or even yellow anywhere, even though his assistants represent those 3 colors for their respective teams. He is wearing black, silver, and lime green. Professor Willow is the leader of Team Green. Green, who are green with envy and will conquer the world thanks to you. Congratulations, Pokemon Go trainers. You've given the professor and his 3 assistants all they needed to go unchecked and unchallenged. I hope you enjoyed this theory, and if you did, make sure to like and share this video. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go ahead and research how to undo this madness. I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, and God bless.